Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of how to draw what you see. In this clip I will share with you, I will give you a few tips how to really start drawing portraits. And of course I would suggest you, for the purpose of the presentation, I'm going to use the marker red and black. Whatever I draw in the red, when you do this on your paper, there has to be very light lines. Don't push too much the pencil, because this is just planification of the face first, and after, when I'm going to use the black marker, it would mean that you have to, do the lines much more stronger and everything. So normally I would suggest to those of you who can use any medium, but whatever you use, the first lines have to be very gently drawn, whatever I draw here in red. And after you can, of course, shape, much more stronger and everything. Once you have the in the right proportions, the plan of the face and everything in proportions, you can go with the outlines. So let's start. I would suggest you to first do the vertical line, which would guide you half, the same half you have here and the same half here. And on this line, I will just simply make circle approximately that size. Okay, as you see, it's kind of oval, not circle. And in order to get this oval right, it's very important to get this oval less or more as I did here, because this is going to be very important for searching of the human proportions in the next videos. So how to get to this form, less or more? We can go either by doing, because the height of the human face is approximately 3 rectangles and half, okay? 3 rectangles and half is the height, and the width is approximately 2 rectangles and half. From where it would take this, it is, I'm going to explain this in the human proportions regarding the, the history of canon proportion and everything, but for this purpose, it's going to be enough just to explain you how you can find the right rectangle in which, if you circumscribe the oval, you're going to have approximately get this kind of form. And another way to do it is when you do perfect rectangle, a little bit bigger, is faster, easier way maybe. And when you divide this on 3, so the 1/3 you extend this rectangle, okay, and you circumscribe inside this oval, and it's going to be relatively less or more the same. Small differences doesn't matter really. So once you have this oval, you get to draw this kind of oval. The important thing is to divide this in half. Then the half which left here, you divide again in half. And this space which left here, you divide in 1/3. So 1/3 is here, okay? So 1, 2, 3 is here. So you make a line. So what it means, of course, I will explain you. So this line indicates where the eyes needs to be, okay? And then the space between the eyes is always one eye, and the other eye is here, okay? So the planification of the eyes are there. You have to remember one thing about the eyes. The eyes, the classical, way to draw the eyes is you have to practice, because normally the average eye is approximately this shape, okay? It's not this shape like most student does. They do all kind of, extended shapes and everything very close, like eyes. It's not good. The eye has either this shape or might have different shapes. You have to look at your model, because the shapes of eyes differ. It depends on the person. Some persons are rather much more that way, okay? You have shape, you see the angle here, okay? This is okay. And then some of them, they have like kind of trapezoid kind of, shape, okay? So there are different shapes. You have to look really what kind of shape the model which is posing for you, has. So let's get back to the proportions. So you have the eyes here approximately. Now, this line, what it indicates here, this line the division in half of the space indicates that the approximate position of your nose. So basically, when you want to draw the nose, okay, you have approximately, you know, here the nose, and of course the eyebrows here. So it might be different. Some eyebrows might be like this, you know, and other might be a little bit like this. Of course, the shape of the nose is depend what kind of nose you're looking at, so it might be different. And now this line here, the 1/3 division, means that you have the lips approximately here, okay? So, and then you have the underlips. You have to remember always one thing. Most of the time, the shadowing place is here, okay, to get that two-dimensional look. Little under the eyes, little under the eyes, under the nose, okay? And the first lip is always actually in shadow most of the time. And of course, under the second one, you have slight shadow. So once you get here, now the size of the nose, if you want to see, because the noses are different. Sometimes the nose might be a little bit higher, or you know, this space between the nose and the lip, the higher lip, might be very big or very small. It depends on the person. But classic proportion, less or more, like this. So, and now you can take the eye, one eye, as a reference to measure everything else. What I mean by, so if you want to see how big is the nose, take the eye, measure the eye, okay, and go vertically. One eye is here, so I am like one eye, and 2/3 of this eye size is the length of the nose. Sometimes it might be 1.5, sometimes it might be 2, it depends. But in order to really get it right, measure just the eye. Put it here, where is exactly this line. From this line you start, okay, and see how long the nose is. And you can also take the measurement, the eye itself. You can measure also how the lips are wide. Sometimes people have the lips which really align to the nostrils, okay? Sometimes they are more larger. It all depends. And now, once you have this, you have to always start drawing portraits from the eyes. It's going to be the best way to do it. When you start with the shape first, after you're going to have problems to place the eyes right, the nose. This is the best, really practical way to do it is start always from the eyes. So once you have the eyes, you can see now what is the face. When you start to searching for the outline of the structure of the face, what kind of form it has. So you can take the eye, the size of the eye, and measure. Is one eye or half of the eye, whatever it is, then you can go. And you can search also here. You can see one eye, or maybe, you know, half of the eye is where is the chin. So that's how we go. And you look for the, you know, right shape. Maybe this way would be much more squarey, you know, this side, and this might be much more, you know, oval that way. So let's say this side is going to be lady, this side is going to be man. So, for example, you know, lady, you can also verify with the eye, from the eye, where starts the hair first, you know, what kind of linings they have. You can always look for by the vertical lines, where is which point, and you should start with the other hair, you know, where you should start with the other hair, whatever. So you have to help yourself always with the vertical and horizontal lines in order to align things how they go. And it's always the best to take the eye as a source of your really basic measurements to everything in the face. So once you have this, you can go with the hair, and, you know, if it's the lady, you can, you know, kind of shape her hair and everything. When it's the man, you can also, you know, go here, you know, it's much like this. And then you have to remember one thing now, that between these lines too, which is the nose and the eye, there is always ear. Okay, ears are approximately here. The form of the shape of the ear, of course, you have to look how it is. Some ears are much more flat than whatever. I'm going to talk about this later. In other faces, see from the sides, from the profiles, and etc. But this, so you have here approximately the ear. Okay, it's some kind of jewelry, whatever. So that's how you should actually do it. This is a planification only. So what I mean by this red color, what you have here, they're very gentle planification sketch on your paper before you start doing something. You start searching for real shapes and really try to work on the portraits much more elaborated way. This is only for the beginners, okay? So you learn the structure, the face. Once you're gonna get this right more and more, you don't have to do this preliminary drawing, sketching. You can right away draw, the eyes as they should be and everything, the shape of it. You're gonna have better perception of the eyes, of every form, every element in the face. Once practicing first to plan this on the paper in very schematic kind of analytic way. So once I have this, I can now go and I can look for the eyebrows. Maybe they a little bit change direction. That is why it is important that when you draw the first preliminary sketches, very light ones, you do just general kind of proportions. But after, you can modify those lines which you have done. That's why it's important to do very light. So you can always impose the stronger lines, and correct maybe the nose is not like this, maybe it's more straight, you see? Maybe it goes that way. So all the things you're gonna adjust later, okay? And the same as the lips. Maybe, the lips are much bigger here, So basically the shape of the lips might change also, So you just, you can, maybe this is bigger, you see? Maybe I make it bigger. So the same, this part maybe goes like this or whatever, this shape. So we after work on it. With the man, maybe you can be much more, squarey. And here you have the hair, whatever it is, and you can build the face how it should be. So the eyes also, I go here and I work with the eyes. Maybe the form of the eyes is different a little bit. I can change it, to much that way, and the eyebrow might be much more, like this, dramatic, and the nose might be maybe that form, whatever, So you have to look for this. And of course the ears here, okay, what we have, okay, and the same here. So this is the black you work after. The same shape of the hair, maybe the one hair is going like this to the eye, another goes somewhere here, and of course maybe this, maybe would be different, in the hair will have different shape, different, lines and exterior lines and everything. So that's how you should, practice the portrait before you get any, you can start drawing really directly, starting from the eyes and do everything. You're going to see automatically when you practice a lot like this, analytic, schematic preparation for the portraits. You're going to after right away know that this is approximately one eye space, and everything, and the eyebrows go like this, and the nose is going to be like this, and so you're going to have much more, either way. After you can start really doing right away. Directly you can draw everything what you see, okay, whatever is going to be, face, whatever. So this is just to show you approximately, how to start the beginning, because after you're going to have all this in your mind, in your memory, and when you're going to look at the face, you're actually going to see this like through it, and you right away can start drawing perfectly well. So I wish you good luck and see you soon. Thank you very much.